This week, Judge Aileen Cannon, the Trump-appointed judge who, luckily for Trump, was appointed to oversee his documents trial, announced that she was in fact indefinitely postponing the trial. Indefinitely! Here's what she wrote in her ruling on Tuesday. The court also determines that finalization of a trial date at this juncture, before resolution of the myriad and interconnected pre-trial and issues remaining and forthcoming, would be imprudent and inconsistent with the court's duty to fully and fairly consider the various pending pre-trial motions before the court. Critical CIPA issues and additional pretrial and trial preparations necessary to present this case to a jury. The court therefore vacates the current May 20, 2024 trial date and associated calendar call to be reset by separate order following resolution of the matters before the court, consistent with defendants' right to due process and the public's interest in the fair and efficient administration of justice. Which means, strip out all the legalese, just tell you what this means as a person. She's getting rid of the trial date as it stands right now. And she is not even going to think about setting a new trial date till everything that is pending is over with, which may include, even though it shouldn't, but probably does include the Supreme Court's hearing on his immunity. Once all of that is settled, then she'll hold a hearing where they'll propose new trial dates, and then she'll take a week or so to come up with a new trial date, and then it might happen sometime next year, if it even happens at all at this point. A lot of people, rightfully so, pissed off about this decision. I am one of them. But one of the few times in my life, I'm actually going to look on the bright side. Typically not a very optimistic person here. But what Judge Cannon actually did here, in addition to giving Donald Trump this huge favor, is she also royally screwed him over. And she doesn't even realize it, because I don't think she's smart enough to know what she just did. Because you see, Donald Trump is not just currently on trial and facing a documents trial, as you all know. He's also facing two other criminal trials, one in Georgia and one in Washington, D.C., the January 6th case in front of Judge Chutkan. Now, both of those trials have been, golly gee, unable to schedule a trial date, because of the documents case. The documents case came first. That was on the docket first. So Georgia and DC, are at the mercy of Judge Cannon. And not knowing when she was going to put the trial date, they were unable to do what they needed to do to make that happen. Now, for the record, Judge Chutkan right now has, of course, delayed any possible trial date because of the fact that she is waiting for the ruling from the Supreme Court. But once that ruling comes down, she's putting a date on the calendar immediately, assuming they can proceed with trial. The Georgia case is not dependent on that at all. So now that those prosecutors in Georgia, the judge in Georgia, McBurney, they're looking at this like, hey, we suddenly got a free and clear calendar. Let's go ahead and do this and make it happen. Hell, maybe they even say, you know what, we're going to go a little earlier. And they could have it knocked out by the end of August, which would then free up Judge Cannon, who will have a Supreme Court decision by that point, to say, you know what, we're going to go right after. So Judge Cannon may have done everything she could do to bend this thing in Donald Trump's favor, but by doing so, she actually opened up the door for those other two trials to get done a hell of a lot quicker before the 2024 election. So, silver linings, this may end up screwing Trump more than it helps him. Hey everybody, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we are closing in on a pretty major milestone here at Fair and Balanced as we approach 500,000 subscribers. But we're not there yet, and we definitely need your support. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, like and comment on the videos and share them as widely as possible.